Am I here?
Yes, you are.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. رب لا تذرني فردا وأنت خير الوارثين. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل، نعم المولى ونعم النصير. غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين. Inshallah, we are going to study the last two verses of Yasin, chapter, section, surah, whatever you call Yasin, 82 and 83rd verses, inshallah, and it will be the conclusion of our study of Yasin, and we will continue, inshallah, with another section of the Qur'an. I think Furqan follows, as far as I remember. Now, the 82nd verse is Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون. It's a very often repeated verse among the Muslims, and it is very interesting. Everybody seriously studies and discusses this verse, scholars, in depth. And inshallah, we are going to summarize what we have learned from them and try to apply it to our daily life. The translation says, He is the only one who, when He wills a thing to be, He but says for it, literally for it, only be, and it is. Kun fayakun, this term is very well known almost by all Muslims. If they don't know by heart, they must have heard of it. It is very important. Now, this verse is, yes, appreciated by the believers, but also criticized by those people who are looking for an excuse not to confirm that the Quran is divinely inspired, that is God's word. So we have to talk about it, why they reject or criticize this verse. They say, of course, looking at the literal meaning of the verse, if God wills something, then He says, this en yakule lahu erade şeyen en yakule lahu kun feyekun. This phrase in Arabic, he doesn't have to do anything, but only say to it, for it, be and it is. They say it doesn't make sense. Why? Because, I mean, if somebody says to someone, be, they say, what does it mean? He is already there. Or it is already there. It is speaking to it. So they understand as if God is saying, speaking to something, come on, be. It means be, into existence. And it comes into existence. They say it doesn't make sense because it is already in existence. Why? So the reason for this understanding, or rather misunderstanding, they don't understand the way the Quran speaks. Quran speaks to human beings, and Quran speaks to human feelings, human emotions, according to their experience of the world, of this world. So, as far as human experience is concerned, Quran is telling human beings that, okay, will something to exist, and whatever you are willing to exist, say be. It means come into existence, come into existence. But this whatever you are willing to exist is in your imagination, in your knowledge, not really. So it means whatever is in the creator, in the knowledge of the creator, I'm going to create this. And he just wills to create it. It means wills whatever is in his knowledge to exist, and it exists. And this is the way to teach human beings that, okay, can you do this? What you want to do? For example, I want to have an orange. Okay, will it to exist, whatever you want to have, does it exist? No. But I do in this way. That is how Quran teaches to human beings, making them or giving them an opportunity to make a difference between, distinguish as we do and as he does, the creator does. If we want an orange, we cannot say orange, be, whatever in my mind, be, and it doesn't. It means I will an orange to exist here, I have to do something. And I cannot bring an orange into existence, but I have to do something. I have to use some materials. I have to obey the way the universe is coming into existence. I have to. And wait for the result to be created. So giving a good opportunity to human beings that, look, you cannot will something and it comes into existence as you will. So this, as a result of this comparison, God teaches human beings by making a comparison just the opposite of what human beings are doing. God does the opposite way, the opposite way. And that is why God says, Innama emruhu. It means he is the only one who does this. Nobody else does it. Challenging human beings, come on, wish something to exist, will something to exist, and as you will, it will exist. But it is within my power, within my capacity. As I will, it exists. It means as a comparison between human action and God's action, God is introducing his capacity as being a divine being. So this capacity says, whatever human beings have to do, a human being has to do, God is the opposite of it. I learn something that exists, and as a result of my learning from the already existing universe, I said in my example orange because I've seen orange created before. So I missed again. I wanted again to have another orange. And that is my the way obtaining the knowledge. Whereas the creator doesn't learn from somewhere, something existent out there. He originates, original, knower of everything. So opposite of human actions, giving the opportunity through this verse to human beings, they can make comparison between what human beings are doing and what the creator is doing. Whatever human beings are doing, creator's action is just the opposite. How it is, what is his actions, essence, we don't know. But we know the result. We experience the result. It is out there. I am seeing it. We will talk about it. So that is how the Quran teaches to human beings. Yes, awesome. Please go.
Thank you. Yes, I'm wondering if the opposite doesn't make sense to me. Why opposite or unlike what human beings are doing?
Sorry?
The word opposite doesn't feel good to me. Opposite of human beings, or maybe not like the created beings, maybe.
Created beings, but Quran speaks to human beings.
But you're using the word opposite a few times. Didn't it confused me a lot? Like, what's the opposite of what human beings do?
Now, the way, if I am correct, I will be very happy. If I am wrong, I will be very happy to correct. So thank you for warning me. I appreciate it. Now, I might have not be able to express myself properly. So what I meant was this. Let me repeat. If it is wrong, please warn me. Quran speaks to human beings and invites human beings to think how the things are coming into existence. So giving the opportunity to human beings to make a comparison between how they obtain something, not create, obtain something, how the universe is happening. So the way human beings get something what they want, what they will, is the way that we are experiencing it, and Quran is inviting human beings to make a comparison by thinking of the opposite of what they have been doing in order to understand how God is creating. just, just contrary to human actions, the opposite of human actions. Human actions learn from already existing things, but the source of existence of the universe doesn't learn from already existing things. His knowledge is original to him, must be, because he is the creator of the universe. Whatever the universe we can think of is the source of existence of the universe. That is how we are learning how universe is coming into existence. In this sense, I used just the opposite because human beings can only understand by comparisons. Mostly, we make the comparisons between us, our capacity as created beings, and the capacity of the creator. But capacity of the creator is unimaginable because his capacity is just the opposite of the capacity of his work, his creation, the universe. The universe needs to be created. He must be the created who doesn't need. He shouldn't need to be created. The universe continuously being changed. He doesn't need to be changed. He is originally the essence, his essence must be originally the absolute one. Otherwise, we cannot really come to the conclusion how we should understand how God creates, how we can know his infinite absolute qualities. Does it make sense, or are you still feeling that there is a problem in this word opposite?
Okay, much clearer. Thank you. So basically, I have to follow the order and the things, and the
I have
opposite
to
is
obey.
doesn't I have to obey, and whoever is the Lord of the universe doesn't have to obey anything.
No,
And
just opposite. Because we know illallah, let's talk in terms of Quranic methodology, we know illallah by only studying La ilaha. It means we know the creator by only studying the created beings. Clear?
clear, Alhamdulillah.
So when we read the Quran, we should, although I repeated this on many occasions, we should bear in mind many principles of reading the Quran. One of which is uh, related to our topic right now, hot topic, the creation. What can we do? For example, they talk about art pieces. The artists of the art pieces human beings make, they say this is somebody's creation or collection of creations. Yeah, that is what the expression is commonly used. I feel that that is somehow purposefully phrased. Somebody's creation. Why this art wasn't there before this man made it. But how this artist, this essential matter, this is the essence of the message of the Quran. How an artist draws or makes a piece of art, a piece of art. So what he does, first of all, he learns. From where? From the things, the way the things are created. He learns from them. He develops by learning his ability, which is already created within himself or herself, right? Within himself. So he is utilizing them. So making comparisons between two created beings and The Creator gave him the imagination to make another type of, for example, shape what he has or she has observed in the creation. That is within human capacity. But he has to develop it. He has to learn it. And then get the material to make the uh, piece of art. The material, let's assume simple paper, a piece of paper, a sheet of paper, all right, already existing. Get some paintings, or if it is if this person is going to make a sculptures, for example, he has to take the material, either metal or wood or a kind of stones. Already existing, materials are already existing, and gets the tools. Let's make the example simple, use the painting. So gets the uh, paint, different colors of paints, and gets the brush and mix the colors as he wants, already existing, and learn from the way the things are created. So, and then uses his given ability to make the drawings or whatever the paintings he makes. Did he create anything, or did he utilize the opportunities, means, materials already provided for him, his ability to learn, his ability to memorize, and his ability to remember, his ability to develop his potential, already existing potential in his existence. And as a result of this improvement in the potential, how to utilize this potential learning process, it is within potential to practice it. So it is already there. He's utilizing it. I am lazy. I didn't utilize it. I cannot really make good, appealing piece of art. But he utilized it and learned it. If you study, let's say, language, you become expert on language, but you are learning, acquiring. And if you study, let's say, architecture, then you become a talented architecture. That is within everybody's capacity, but whoever utilizes this capacity and uses in the process of learning, then he develops it. That's how we are created already. So the Quran speaks to human beings as making comparison between the human beings themselves, how the things are happening, already happening in the universe, and making the opposite of the qualities appearing in the universe, appearing in human actions, opposite. We are needy, he is the source of need. We use material, he is the creator of the material. We use our potentials, he is the one who created us with our potential. We didn't get the potential from scratch. We found it in our existence already. We found our existence already existing here. So we cannot will and something happens. He wills something happen. Opposite. That's how we know. That is what this verse is telling us. So this objection is missing just one point. This is how the Quran speaks to human beings and teaches human beings. Yeah, any more questions before going to these points? Point one, he wills and it happens. So his creation is not dependent on time or instruments or means or any conditions whatsoever. He is independent of the proximate or any causes, any material. He doesn't use the things. This is very important. But we think, and it appears to be for a superficial vision of or observation of the universe, but we are very much accustomed with it. So as a result of this familiarity, we may miss this point. What is this? Last year, using this simple example, tree was there. This year, the same tree in our eyes, which is exact as far as we are concerned, correct, in our eyes, the same tree this year used again, but in a bigger size. That's what we observe when we look at the universe superficially. God uses last year's tree in order to create a new, a little bit bigger, more developed form of tree by using as if last year's material, which is created by him. Let's assume that we accept it. That is, most of the believers in God accept that everything is created by God. So this is a common belief. What Quran brings anew to this understanding, that is what we are going to learn. But we have to be careful. If a source of the existence of the universe, which is called, of course, we have to use a title for it. Let's say divine being. It means nothing to do with the nature of the universe. Let's identify it as divine being. Divine being wills and it happens. Why? He doesn't use materials. Because if we are a little bit careful, we understand material. In our example, last year's tree was also created by the same source of existence. Come back to previous. Seed is also created, was also created by the same creator. But last year's tree, or the seed of the tree, is in our memory. We learned, we experienced, and it is in our memory. But now it is not existing as far as we are concerned. But a new form is created. Now, if a source of existence, this divine being, wills and it exists, does this source of existence need to keep material so that it will help him to create a new one? That's an open question. So it doesn't, he is independent of any causes. He is independent of the proximate. He is independent of any causes. Now it is clear the causes. It means he is the creator of the causes. When we study, going to the micro world to cell and atomic parts of the cell, and study theoretically at least the particles of the cell. These are at least theoretically can be studied. So we understand that their nature is not continuous. Their nature is not constant. That's what the experts tell us. They, as if they are, how do they say? They are, what was the word? Oh, God, what is that? As if appearing, disappearing, appearing, disappearing. Not permanent. They are just ihtisas in Arabic. What is in English? Couldn't remember the word. As if shaking, shivering, as if. That's what they observe. At the very, it means their existence is not constant. Continuously something happening there. Oh, this word is very interesting, but it is not commonly known word. Anyway, okay. Let me escape this and for the moment stop this and go here. No. Yeah, Alhamdulillah. And where is Zoom? All right. All right. Vibration. They say they are continuously vibrate. It means none of the things' existence is permanent there. Even a fraction, a billionth of second, we can only observe vibrations. That is in our eyes or through the very powerful electro microscopes. Appears to be vibrations. It means continuous creation, as the Qur'an says. Continuously created. But we will now talk about this. Yeah. Okay. Let's go one by one. That is what we understand vibration. That is observed as vibration through human eyes. So God doesn't use the one whose power is absolute, doesn't need to use the previous creations as material. Every moment is the result of God's will. This is described in the language of the Quran, be. Of course, we don't see, does the creator need to say be to create? Do we hear anything like that? The second question. This is obvious. We don't need, but we are only experiencing the things are being, coming into existence. At the micro level, the creation appears to be vibrations. It means not a fixed being, a fixed being is vibrating. No, we see that, we experience that the things are, the things seem to be vibrating. In the Quran, that is the will of the Creator manifesting. It is a continuous existence, continuous change, and not only using the previous existence, every moment a new existence. In the language of the Quran, كل يوم هو في شأن خلق جديد. So these are the fine points, but we shouldn't just take it. God creates when he wills, but the materialist interpretation of the creation existence challenges this if we are presenting the Quranic way of explaining how the things are coming into existence as a result of only will. Nothing else to be done. There is no approximation. There is nothing that he is in touch with something, then he brings it out. No, no, no. Wills then exist. How do we know? By using our inability to do the same thing. Whatever we want, we cannot will and it will happen. No, we cannot will it to happen. What we have to do, we use already existing material and wait for the result to be created the next moment. If we obey the way the things are created, it means when we obey the will of the Creator, how he wills the universe to exist, he says, okay, if you obey my way of teaching you how to ask me to create the result, you obey my order of universe or my way of creating orderly. Through this order, I am teaching you how to ask me if you want an orange. So we obey, he creates. In the language of the Quran, we ask, we acquire, he creates. So we call it, we attempt the causal order of the universe. We learn, if I do this, he will give me this. If I do this, he will give me this. Otherwise, we don't see the word be. It means God doesn't use be in order to fulfill his will. The Creator must be so. Because there is no equivalent of it. There is no like of it. In the creation, we think it is impossible. Yes, it is impossible for me because I cannot even imagine an example of it, a like of it. Within the universe, everything is the created beings. So we are questioning the source of existence of these the created beings. So let's, if anybody has any questions, any concern, this is extremely important subject of the Quran, and maybe one of the most important subjects. We say Quran is, religion of Islam is the religion of Tawheed, oneness of God. How? That is what we have to learn. How? We are trying to learn here how we get it. This verse and the following verse is a guide for us, perfect guide. So let's come here. 3, do we not see only a continuous existence and continuous change? No break, no vibration. But it appears to be at the very deep micro world. It means particles existence. Appears to be vibrations. Do we see any vibrations? No. But we cannot see infinitesimal continuously existence changing. The number, there is no number. Can we say the universe is changing every, let's say, 1.0000000, no, sorry, yeah, 0.00001, 1.001. Then how many zero you put, but at the end put 1, is a time measurement, it doesn't work. Here is the universe, perfect, smoothly, but continuously changing universe is in front of our eyes, presented to us. So we have to understand this continuously changing creation is the way God introduces himself to us. And in this verse, we shouldn't think of that God is literally saying be. It means wills it. That's why innama amruhu idha erade. Erade, when he wills. When he wills something, it means in his knowledge. Now, I want to create this universe. That is what I will. It happens. How? We cannot comprehend the absolute. But we can comprehend the absolute by its opposite, which is limited. Like our actions, like the things are happening in the universe as they are created. But the source of the created beings we are talking about and trying to understand it. Okay, let's go to the next slide if there is no comment. Now, item 1. Can we say creation is being repeated? Do we see any gap between two instances of coming into existence? If not, what does that mean for us? It means creation is not repeated. That's my question. That's my answer to it. What do you say? Creation is not repeated. Yeah, creation is infinitely continuous, but infinitely continuous, which is the most obvious sign of its creator to be an absolute being. That is what we can conclude logically. The source of existence of this such a wonderful universe must be an absolute being, infinite being, beyond imagination. Not only knowledge, imagination. We say, the people say, expert psychologists say, imagination has no limit. Beyond imagination, infinite, absolute, because we cannot think of. Like, as a simple example, a piece of the computer cannot think of the quality if they are conscious. Let's assume that they were conscious. And one of the pieces were conscious, like one of the pieces of the universe, human beings are conscious, can looks at the other parts of the only, thinks of through his consciousness, thinks of the action of the other parts of the computer, but he can only, this part can only conclude that the maker of this computer must be not of the nature of this computer. Something. Of course, this is an analogy. In this analogy, we make the comparison and say, of course, this analogy demonstrates that the existence level of the computer is completely contradictory, I don't know, opposite of its existence of its engineer. One of them is computer, the other one is a human being. This part of the computer cannot think of the essence of human beings. Impossible, because all his material, all his data is nothing but the computer. Of course, in this analogy, computer represents universe. We shouldn't forget. So peace, conscious peace represents human beings. We cannot get out of the universe. So let's speed up. Innama means only. His act of creation is nothing but will. Choose to create, will. I mean, prefer to create. Maybe choose is in the wrong way, wrong word. No. Prefers to create, wills to create, doesn't need and prepare anything, especially materials. Be, that's it, a new being. For example, every human being can know from his own existence that myself, 10 years ago, a completely different man. My body was different, my feelings and emotions and my capacity, potential is different. That is human spirit. But my capacity, what I have developed from my human spirit by using my free will is different. Everything is different. I am a new creation. So you can get the time span narrower and narrower and narrower. At the end, you will say, I am every moment given a new existence. I cannot give any time limitation. That is what innama emruhu idha erade shay'an. Erade, when he wills. Anything to exist, and it exists. That's it. And it exists. He doesn't have to do any action. So Emru means his act of creation is unique to him. It means whatever we experience in our life, it is just the opposite of his qualities. I am the created being. He is the source of my existence. Created being's nature must be different from its source of existence. So, for example, a piece of art is something different than the artist. Whatever the piece of art you can think, the artist, completely different nature of existence. So, number 4, creation with erade, it means irade, but the Quranic word is here in this verse, erade. His act of creation takes place everything at the same time. So he doesn't really I'm going to create this galaxy, then this galaxy, then this galaxy. No, all universe at the same time existing as he wills. But what we see, of course, it is beyond imagination. Some things are coming into existence. For example, a newly born baby, a newly grown plant. We think that, in sequence it is created. We observe it in sequence. They exist at every moment all together. But continuously changing existence, not repeated, changing. When it changed, yesterday's universe didn't have this plant. Today's universe, created with this plant, a new existence. Every moment is a new existence. It is mind-blowing what we have to use in order to understand the awesomeness of the Creator beyond imagination. So when we say Allahu Akbar, we have to say, what am I talking about? That is what the Quran says, وَإِذَا ذُكِرَ اللَّهُ وَجِلَتْ قُلُوبُهُم. Their tremble, their heart trembles. Oh, imagination, can't, what? I can't. That's what human language stops there to describe the absolute being. That's why we say Allah, that's it. Name, the Creator. Now, any more? Okay. فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون. So, the last verse. Glory be to the one in whose hand is the sovereignty, angelic malakut, aspect of all beings, everything, and to whom you will all be returned. So here, Malakut, we talk about it in our discussions very frequently, very important. The appearance side, as if materials are combined and made combinations, composites, mixed, they appear as if. But whatever the piece of universe you imagine, take, and whatever the moment you take it, it exists differently. So here, not the matter itself, but the essence of its creation, it is coming into existence, is directly connected to its source of existence. Angelic side, where we can see only the manifestations of the qualities of the Creator in each and every being in the universe. The angelic side, we see it, which means the qualities manifest in it. Like in the piece of art, what we see the quality of the artist manifested in the piece of the art. Of course, artist and the piece of art is both created beings. He has to use materials. So as far as the universe, the acts of the Creator is concerned, we don't see the material independently existing. We see that the way the material comes into existence manifests directly the qualities of its Creator. So simply looking at the universe demonstrates that when I look at the tree, for example, simple example, inshallah, you won't think that we give only three examples, but it is simple. Tree represents the whole universe in our example. So when I look at the tree, I say, oh, it is beautifully designed, colored. Yep. Shape is perfect, meaningful, useful, very wise, and uh, teaches me something about its creator. All the qualities, the cell structure tells me how delicately it is designed, how delicately it is made. All the qualities, how wise the creator is, all the chemical reactions are new creations, but we see it as chemical reactions. They are just new creations. So uh, angelic side, these qualities of its creator manifested in our eyes, to our eyes. So this is called angelic side. It means where the power to bring these things into existence coming from. This is the angelic side. Power, knowledge, will, wisdom, designing, beautifying, parallel creation. So making the things in opposite nature but complementary to each other. God says all these angelic side, the qualities manifested in the creation that the human beings see, that is in our hand. That is how we willed the universe to exist. So the last verse, last point that I would like to discuss, وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. Is it possible that we are continuously going into non-existence? So, or where is our previous life stored so that we are going to be returned to its creator? It is now, we Quran uses simple language to human beings. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. So he teaches us the speaker of the Quran, of the Quran. So God teaches us, you can understand that I came from God, I belong to God, and I will return to God. It means he will bring into existence as a result of his will. He will bring me into existence as he willed. He will replace my existence in a new type of existence as he wills. And where did I come? From his knowledge. Where did I go? To his knowledge. So he doesn't need a storage somewhere, and it is impossible to put the storage because there's no numbers. How many universes are created? They says multi-universe, sorry, multiverse. Multiverse, how many? Billions, millions, no, 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 no. Infinite number of creation is manifested here. The source is absolute, source is infinite. So it means the way the universe is coming into existence demonstrates that his source must be an absolute being. There is no other way to attribute the existence of universe to anything. Some people may be obstinate, not accept, the universe itself is infinite, but the universe itself cannot change and renew itself. What are you talking about? Nothing has any consciousness, any knowledge, any anything that they can choose, no will. So what are they talking? They are just subject to being brought into existence. So we have to be, this subject needs to be discussed in great details, but I think this is the outline of it as much as I can present my whatever I learned from previous scholars to you, and I'm sharing it with you. So I would like to hear if you would like to say something. Otherwise, next week, inshallah, God willing, we will study section Furqan 25, a new section, inshallah. Any concern, anything to add, question? All right. No?
I'm just trying to relate the last part, like, so the sovereignty and then to him you all be returned.
Angelic aspect.
Angelic
Yeah.
aspect, yeah.
So what did you say the last part? What? To
No, I'm just trying to understand the connection between the first and the last statement.
because if we don't understand the creation is taking place as a result of will. So all the meaningful side of the universe can be attributed to material side of it at all. So they say the matter itself has inherent quality in it, which is called energy. So as a result of this energy, they can uh, they are acting in this way. Where did they get it? It's inherent in them, for example. So we have to say, can they exist and have an inherent quality by themselves? So if we understand how the things are coming into existence as a result of the will of the source of existence, only will. So all the qualities we see in the universe must belong to him. That is why if someone doesn't concentrate and comprehend how the things are coming into existence as a result of willing only, not doing anything, absolute will, happen to be, it should happen to be, that's it, it is. So we understand all the qualities belong to this source. And it means what happened to my yesterday's existence. This is my perception of it. Yesterday's existence, where did it come from? From an absolute source. So all my existence is with him in the absolute source. Yep. Somebody want to speak or microphone? Maha.
Yes, Salam alaikum, Dr. Ali. I think a source of anxiety with regards to be and it is kun fayakun ultimately lies in the fact that a human being is self-centric with regards to alleviation of suffering. So if an individual is suffering, is going through pain, is going through a crisis, is watching loss or a loved one dying or the killing of people, like of people, or being whatever it is that is a personal calamity, then they look for be and it is kun fayakun as okay, then why is God not interfering at once? It doesn't matter when there is personal calamity and personal suffering. It doesn't matter what happens in the universe, whether it's consistent, whether the sky is like this or the moon is like that. It doesn't matter what these biological, cosmological existence in the cosmos. If it doesn't help an individual, my personal pain, then what do I care? Whether the sky is like this or that or like that. How does that affect me? This is the source of anxiety. I think this is the source of what people are looking for. Be and it is. How does it affect my pain?
Yeah. If I did you stop? Did you finish or we
Yes.
don't hear it?
Yes.
You
I
finished.
finished.
Thank you. Thank you for your sharing. It's an excellent point. This is the starting point. We are talking here the very source of existence, so that if we establish this, the universe has an absolute source of existence, absolute being. And if we know that how the universe is taking place, happening as a result of excellent, perfect demonstration of power, knowledge, wisdom, and then it is another subject, as you rightly put it. It is another subject. I see something happening, hurts my feelings. That is another subject. But it doesn't mean that which is not related. Definitely it is, but today's subject is source of existence. So we have to restrict ourselves how we comprehend the source of existence by experiencing, looking at this world. Accordingly, we will say if something is created in a way that which hurts me and causes me suffering, so I have to think, what does this absolute being mean by creating these results? For example, I can take the knife, simple example. I do something useful with it. I can ask the creator to give death to another person, let's say, the severe example, and use the same knife by obeying his rule of creation, using my free will and killing the man. So the result is created. Why? That is human responsibility created with free will. God promised whoever obeys my way of creation, I will create the result for him, but the responsibility will be on the one who does it. That's another subject. That is why we are not referring to it. Otherwise, every subject loses its central point there. On many occasions, we talked about it. And those are of our friends who follow these classes. They know how many times we gave reference to this creation of evil. What is God doing? They say God is creating what we want. So if you want to do something wrong, don't you see that it is created for you? As long as you obey the way it is created, God says, if you do this, I will create this. Accordingly, responsibility depends or remains on you. So, but everything is created by him. We cannot create anything. So we have to feel sorry. We have to suffer because of misuse of this freedom of choice given to human beings. So accuse human being, not God. But it depends on how we should understand the existence, first of all, how we should really acknowledge the source of existence, which kind of source it is, which kind of being it is. So my relationship with the world is assigned to me through my free will, and this is the word of education. Either in the school, there are some people who never go to school, attend the class. There are some people sometimes go, most of the time really just chat away with his friends and enjoy their life without learning. We cannot say that which kind of administration it does allow the students not to join the class and be the best student. No, it is against human nature. It's the way we are created. We have to learn, and then everybody will be given his own degree at the graduation. This is a temporary world. So we have to understand where we should send our complaints to God or to those people who ask God to create evil things for human beings. Yes, if someone uses the knife to kill somebody else, I cannot go and accuse the knife maker. Now I accuse the man. Knife maker made it to be used in the right way, but I misused it. I am given the freedom. So this is a long discussion. Definitely not is not enough what I said briefly right now is an outline of it, but everything depends understanding of absolutely the absolute being, which kind of source of existence he is. Don't you see the mercy in his creation? Here is all the things. Think about it. Even take one cell of a tree leaf. Look at this cell, you will see absolute mercy manifesting there, preparing everything for us, cleaning the air. Everything we need is done through this action. So how come this happens? Send your, if you like, this expression, you know, this expression is used in Arabic, so I know you are an original, I mean, mother tongue is Arabic. So send this accusation arrows to the ones they are misusing their free will, not the one who creates as a result of his promise that he is keeping it. If you do this, yes, I will. You can use the knife to do something good, and you can use the same knife to kill somebody else, which people do in New York, especially Chicago. So you can see that every day there is something criminal action happened more than once. So what do they do that? Misusing them. We cannot really accuse the maker of the knife and promises, if you do this, I will create this. God is to be appreciated. He kept his promise. But the result of education, those people who misuse their freedom, they will get no degree. They will fail forever. That is what we think. These people are hurting themselves, harming themselves. Too late. I'm sorry. A hot subject, I know. So every 6,000 plus verses of the Quran cannot be studied only from one point, but every verse has its own subject, and we have to refer it, yes, but at the same time, we refer to this event also on many occasions because it is the main concern and very much misunderstood subject. So I think we have to stop here. It's too late. I apologize that 15 minutes late. We passed the time. Thank you very much. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Antal alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. بحرمة سر سورة الفاتحة. Inshallah, next Monday, we will start the section Furqan. I'm excited. It's a different subject.